This is again the Watchful Citizen today for the Lancaster County Democratic Party television show. My name is Amanda Houch, and we are speaking today with Bennie Shobe, who is with the Lancaster County Democratic Party, and in addition, he is a co-chair of the membership committee for the Lancaster County Democratic Party. And Bennie, we mentioned the idea of becoming an active volunteer, and in the terms of going door to door. There's many options within becoming a volunteer with the county party. You don't have to if you maybe are not comfortable with starting out to meet people. There are other ways we can help serve our community. Is that?
That is exactly true. We have several different methods of getting information out about elections and issues as far as the Democratic Party goes. Canvassing a neighborhood or knocking on doors is one method, and we often leave literature, door hangers, or we talk to the citizens and express ideas. Sometimes we just go door to door and ask them their opinions on ideas and issues, a sort of a polling of sorts. But as far as being a member and volunteering, you can also, we have phone banking that we do out of our headquarters on C Street. You could come there during a campaign period. We advertise those things on the website, and if you're a member, you'd get an email letter or a letter itself explaining what we do. But you can make phone calls and explain issues and candidates' opinions to our fellow citizens and our voters. And there's also several events. We host things like debates and functions and meet and greet the candidates. All those things are options for people that want to get involved with the party to come, to have their voice heard, to listen to the message and share information with others, take it back to their family and friends. You probably are, there's probably someone active in your precinct you can touch base with too. We'll be happy to share that information with you and help you get connected to the party. It's our belief that the more informed our citizens are, the better the city of Lincoln and Lancaster County can be.
Very good. And Bennie and I have both been mentioning our precincts, and the precincts are going to be your neighborhood, your area, with who you vote with, to your polling site, wherever that may be. From your precincts, we're going to go to your legislative districts, which are divisions within the city and within Lancaster County. It's actually statewide. And those are who you elect then as state senators. That goes on from there. You have our city mayor and our governor, and it goes from there. So these are the local elections, and I think that needs to be pointed out, that these local elections are actually potentially more important to your city than voting for a president, because these are candidates who will have a direct impact with your city. We believe that every election is obviously very important and that we need to make educated, knowledgeable choices for our public servants, no matter what their position is. However, if you vote for your city council member, at that point, you can go to them and say, I don't like how this part of the city is working. We think that this part of the city here, how this is set up, is failing our citizens. And you can have that direct contact with our local elected officials. So that's very important. We do want to get the vote out there. We're looking to educate the voters, obviously. And can you explain a little bit more on how the voters can go to the website and learn about the candidates? Is that on there?
Yes, at the website, again, LancasterCountyDemocrats.org. There's information about candidates and elections and dates. And you can also access the Lancaster County Election Commission through our website and to find out if your polling place is, if you're unaware. There are 204 different voting precincts in Lancaster County, and there are 8 legislative districts in Lancaster County. So you'll also be voting for city, county, and state officials. As you said earlier, that last year we had a presidential election. Everyone was very excited. There was a lot of turnout, a lot of enthusiasm. And that was wonderful, and we're glad people participated. But voting in your local primaries and your local elections are where you actually vote on things that affect your life. It affects your tax base, it affects your school board, it affects your roads, it affects the development in the community. So being active in local elections is, I would think, more important, if not, it's more important than voting on a national campaign. But we didn't have as great a turnout in the April primary and the May general election as we thought. And we'd like to get those numbers up, get more people participating in those local elections. And we think by mobilizing membership at the precinct level and the legislative district level, and then again at the county level, we'll be able to improve voter turnout and have more of a say in our community. As you said earlier, if you don't vote, you lost your chance to speak.
Yes, it's very hard to I would say, understand your city even if you're not voting, because you don't know who you're who is in office then. And if you're unaware of who you've put into office, you maybe don't feel comfortable approaching that person or contacting that person to say, I feel that this here could benefit our city, or I'm glad that you're working on this, or that I don't think this is benefiting our city. Have there been other options proposed? Do we have another option with how to go forth? So that's a very important active part to being an active Democrat, is even just knowing who your candidates are and being aware that you can contact them. So to us, an active Democrat isn't even, we love the volunteers, we love having people show up to help with phone banking, making the one-on-one contact with people, working the events, but even just for an active Democrat, being aware of who you're voting for and making sure that you know when the election is and that you do turn out to vote in that 12-hour period of time that's available. And Lincoln also, in Lancaster County, has a very active GOTV, which is for an absentee ballot. If that day is not convenient, or you're just unable to make that, or you feel more comfortable voting at home, for whatever reason, you can certainly contact the Election Commission, and you can also contact the Lancaster County Democratic Party, and we will certainly get that information on for you, that you would like the absentee ballot. So you can vote at home, you don't have to go to the polling site. We're making this as easy as we can for our party, as allowed by the Election Commission, so we know that these Democrats have this chance to vote. And that is the important part, is that you have this opportunity in this county and in this country to vote, that you have that right, and that you should exercise that right. So that would be the important part, I think, and just membership is
one of the first steps toward that, yeah. We do, I grew up in another state, and I moved here, and I became active in the party, and I brought what I thought of from my home state of how things would operate to Lancaster County. And things are a little different here. Our commission meetings are at different times. Our voting schedule's a little different, and the way we vote and our unicam is totally different than what I grew up in a state where I had two house parties. So being a member of the Lancaster Party provides you access to people and information to streamline that process. If you don't know, we're a one-stop shop, if you want to say, to get information. You mentioned earlier the candidates' information on our website. We do have information about candidates and issues on our website. We also have links to other websites that can provide you that information. Becoming a member gives, I'll keep trying to avoid the cliche of that membership has its privileges. I don't want to steal that one because I'm uncomfortable with that, but membership does provide you access and information to make you a better voting citizen of the state of Nebraska and Lancaster County. We want people to be informed voters. We think if we provide them information and tell them what our platform stands for and ideas that we have in mind to make our community better, that they will vote.
Very good, yes. So that's the big part, is that we do want these people to get out and vote. We want to make sure that we have an accessible voting system, and that is part of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, demystify the system, make sure that it's easy to understand and easy to access, and you're informed when you make your vote.